What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Jarrell. So in today's video, I'm gonna be bringing y'all a very easy, simple, but effective scheme from the doubles wide flex formation. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So the reason I do like y'all to like my videos because it does directly help me in the YouTube algorithm. And if you are new, please consider subscribing because I feel like I post one of the best and simplest tips that you can find on YouTube. So as we go ahead and dive into this is going to be in the Buffalo Bills playbook, but it's also in the Patriots playbook and it's in a few others. Make sure you check the description and the comments because I will be putting everything in there. And I apologize if y'all do hear my cat running around. I think she's a little active tonight. But anyway, let's go and hop into this. So right here for my personnel, I like to have DK Metcalf, not DK Metcalf. You want to have your fastest receiver where DK Metcalf is, what I was trying to say. And then me personally, I like to have my second best route runner right here in this spot, or your number 2 receiver, and of course obviously your number 3 is gonna go where 11 is. And also it's also good to have a athletic tight end, somebody like Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, or maybe if you're playing Mutt, just a really good tight end. But you don't, it's not necessarily necessary as you see in the gameplay. And yes, there is gameplay with most of my tip videos that I put out in the scheme videos. It is gameplay. Now for the plays I'm gonna be showing y'all, wide sell, slot cross, flood, and PAD bounce. But I'm also gonna the only run that I am gonna touch on is read option. And the reason I chose the Seahawks is because they do have Russell Wilson, who's a pretty mobile quarterback. And in the gameplay, y'all are gonna see me using Kyler Murray because that's just, you know, a faster quarterback to use. So real quick, I want to show y'all this read option. It's just simple, but it's effective. So let's see. All you do is read it. And 9 times out of 10 you can outrun that person, as you can see right there. It's just a really nice read option play. For some reason, out of the blocking scheme in doubles, it does a really great job. So I am going to show you just kind of one more time, then I kind of show you some gameplay. See right there, we're going to give it, and then look, you still get decent blocks and everything. So all in all, it's just a really good read option play. Alright, so the first play that I'm going to show you is going to be this wide sell play. So the only adjustment that I love to do on this play is just take X and you want to put him on a hitch. So what this is going to do, this is going to open up squares route if it's zone, and if it's man coverage, you're going to be able to choose between triangle and square, or you can choose between R1 depending on if the user wants to get lazy with their user or not. Because most of the time when people play man, the user is going to be responsible for the running back. So right here, as you can see, we do got cover 2 on the field, and against this, all you do is going to make a read. So right there, you're going to see X is going to get wide open. You can hit him right there. And actually, I think what I might do, so I don't have to keep running the same play over and over again, I might just kind of let myself get sacked, and I'll just kind of show you the reads that are open. I feel like that's a little better if I can go in replay mode and kind of explain to y'all that way. So like I said, I will show you cover 2 again. So all you doing making a read, you know, who's open, triangle's open, and if you wait, you can have square. You see square is going to get open right there. And like I said, I'll go into replay really quick and just kind of show you first read, second read, third read type of thing. And I'll show you some different coverages, and then I'll show you gameplay. So your first read always wants to be this hitch. So anytime it's zone, you're going to look for the hitch route is going to be open. The user's going to have to guard this, and you have to picture one of these 3 is going to be a user. Either they're going to use it him, or him. Most people don't use it at safeties in cover 2 unless they're just really god tier. Honestly, it takes an incredible user to do that, but most people aren't comfortable with that. So anyways, you want to read from hitch to flat, and then if none of those are open or the user sitting right here, then picture this being the user, right? So 9 times 10, the user not going to keep backing up if he sees this. He's going to go attack this right here, and then that's going to open up this dig route right here. And then also this is your last late read, because he'll just kind of sit on the sideline. Sometimes you can have him, sometimes you don't. Just depends on if they're doing funny things with their coverages. So first read, second read, third read. That should be how you think about it in your mind. Unless you just see the flats just screaming wide open, which in some coverages you will. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that right now. But let's hop into the next coverage. It's gonna be cover 3. See, we got cover 3. Let's go ahead and press, because most people online will press. They'll probably take their safety and try to midfield him like this. So all you do is take X, put him on the hitch, snap the ball. Who do I see? Like I said, I'm not gonna snap the ball. I'm gonna kind of just I'm gonna take the sack, but I'm gonna hop into replay mode real quick, kind of show you the reads will open. Then we're gonna hop in man coverage so I can just so I can show you. Now I'm experimenting with teaching this way just because I feel like it's kind of more effective for y'all to see it this way. So like I said, your first read is gonna be this hitch. Is it open? No, it's not open. Hit our flats. So you see that right there? Hitches are open, throw our flats. But let's say we missed it, right? Now we look at our third read. What's our third read? You see how this hook curl is going to be distracted by this zig right. You see, he comes up and kind of plays it, and that's going to open up this right here, this easy throw right here. So like I said, the user's going to be wrong 9 times out of 10. This is how it look in game with the user right here, with this getting wide open. You want to throw a low ball, he'll try to come back and recover, and you just do a nice little low ball. And I do have a gameplay example of that for y'all, which I know y'all really love. So last coverage that I do want to talk about before I get into gameplay is going to be man coverage. So you see we got man now. I'm going to press, and I'm going to call over the top because most people will call over the top. I'm not going to talk about purples just yet on this play. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to talk about purples this play. It's not great against man with purples. I have something special just for that. But I'm just going to say stock man just like this, because some people will just run it just like this, kind of see what you want to do. So we do have man shaded over the top, which most people do so they don't get burnt on streak routes, if you didn't know. So we're going to snap the ball. So who do I see? You see how R1 can get open? Like I said, I wouldn't recommend throwing that against man coverage, but it's possible. I should say it's possible, depending on who's manned up on who. So right here, let's go back to man coverage right here. I'm going to press, call over the top. But if they're calling over the top, you're going to notice it because nobody's going to get a press animation. So if they're not playing over the top, then a lot of times triangle, which should be your best player, is going to get open on the zig route almost every single time. And then your second read is going to be square route. So you're really looking between these two and man coverage with this particular play. So let's go and snap the ball. Wrong controller. Let's go and snap the ball so I kind of show you. So watch triangle. You see how triangle can get open, but you want to low ball square too. Make sure you low ball that pass. Do not try to throw that ball regular, or the cornerback probably will pick it off. So that's the way you should read that if it's man coverage and you happen to pick that play. Just read triangle to square. And then actually, I'm going to show you one more time. Just see if we can get triangle open. If not, whatever. But I do want to show y'all gameplay right after this. So here we go. I forgot to put him on a hitch route, but it's alright though. A little stop and go action. Now, next play that we're going to be going over is going to be the slot cross. So with the slot cross, there's a lot of different variations that I like to run, but the main staple one that you can run against anything is going to be this one right here. So you're going to take X, put him on a slant, take square, put him on a zig route. Then you want to block your, not block your running back. You want to take your running back and put him on a swing to the right side. And then basically it's just your setup right here. So the reason this works is because this zig route is going to hold all the flat defenders or outside zone defenders. So like your hard flats, curl flats, things like that. It's going to hold those. And this slant is going to do a nice job of getting open in the middle. And then this crosser right here, it's pretty much going to get behind every single coverage as long as you have a pull down route, which is this R1 route. So let me go and snap the ball. Like I said, we're going against cover 2, by the way. I'm going to take the sack. I'm going to take the sack, then hop in replay mode, kind of show you what's going on. Then we're going to look at some other coverages, just so you can kind of understand, because I don't want to keep running the same play because the same things are going to keep getting open. So we are looking at cover 2 here. So let's look at the slant. This should always be your first read, is the slant, because 9 times out of 10, this is going to be like your user. And then he's going to either have to choose between the slant or the crosser. So let's say you want to choose a slant, right? So you can throw this right here. It might look sketchy. I'm going to run it again. I'm actually going to throw this ball right here. But you can throw that. You want to kind of low ball that. And in practice mode, they normally don't play it this tight anyways. But you can always low ball that. Now let's look at this other side that I was telling you about. So what you'll notice is that normally he'll drop off. You see he's starting to come down. Normally he doesn't take that long to drop off. As long as normally you want to kind of roll out the pocket as well. Now I will demonstrate that. Now one thing that I will say that I will do right now, actually, you want to run this play, you want to run the crosser to the wide side of the field. So you see me move the ball to the left hash because you want to give yourself enough room for this crosser to get all the way to the sideline. So I'm going to show you the same setup, and so make sure that's just something that you keep in mind. Now I am going to spy these two linemen just so I can kind of show you what you want to do with this play. So say we snap the ball, right? So now you want to kind of drift right, and then watch what happens. So you see how the cornerback's going to fly down, and then you'll be able to throw it on a nice little pass lead up, and then a nice little catch right there. So that's how I like to run the first variation against cover 2. Now the second variation of this play that I do like, I like to take X, put him on a whip route, block my running back, and now I'll take square and then put him on an in route like this. So this is good because you have this delay pretty much in route right here that's going to pretty much get open against almost every coverage. So I am going to go ahead and show that right here. Then I'm going to kind of show you against cover 3 and all that stuff. So just make sure y'all keep paying attention. So you can always throw X. You see X is going to get open, and then like I said, you also have triangle, and then square is going to be kind of like a late read if your user's really guarding that crosser and you need something to dump it off to. So Next, I do want to show you against cover 3. Boom, we got cover 3 right here. So against cover 3, this is just pretty much going to get open every single time. I'm going to do the first setup right here for you. Boom, but look how fast that's set up. So that's why I said this offense is really deadly, because you can really set stuff up really fast with this offense. So it's not the ball. You see, this is what I was trying to tell you. You can low ball that pretty much every single time. Just make sure that you just pay attention to that slant. 'Cause that slant, it might not look open in practice mode, but I promise in game mode, it's going to be screaming wide open. So I am going to show you against cover 3. We are going to press this time. I don't remember how I pressed last time. It doesn't matter. It's still going to get open. Just make sure you low ball it. Now I am going to spy these two, just so I don't get hollered at. So this is the setup we're talking about. Now, all you want to do is just make a read. You know, let's say they went with X, right? And now look at that, because that streak is going to run off that cornerback, and that's going to open up that crosser deep on the sideline. So real quick, I do want to show you man coverage, of course. Then I'm getting to the gameplay. Now let's call man, and let's call over the top, which most people will do. In this setup right here, it actually do really good against man with purples. Almost forgot my setup. So here we go right here. Boom. Now right here I'm gonna call purples. So if they start calling purples, one thing you gotta pay attention to is that if this person flies down, 9 times out of 10 that cross is not gonna be open. Now I am gonna spy these people just so I can have some time. So if they start running man with purples, then you really just wanna look for your slant, honestly. That's what would be my recommendation. Now I do have a Pacific play. As you can see, sometimes you can get that open. So I would recommend looking for a slant. But if they are running man with purples, that's not the play that I was telling you. But I just wanted to show you kind of what it looked like if they play man with purples. But in man coverage, you're either going to have the slant or you're going to have the whip route. And I also show you this other variation that I do like. Let's go back to slot flood, motion them over. I do like this variation too. I don't run it as often, but it's really good. I will show you this, and I'm gonna show you some gameplay. So right here, snap the ball. You want to do is just make a read, look at X wide open, and then he's gonna pull down that cornerback, and then a lot of times you'll be able to fit it over his head. I know it looks like a tight window, but I promise it's not that tight in the game. Now, I went ahead and moved the ball to the other hash mark because the next play we'll be talking about is this flood play. So with this play, you want to make sure that your best receiver is to the wide side of the field just like it is. So that way you can have a lot of room to make this route concept work. So what I like to call this play on like a 1st and 10 type of down, but you also can run it on 2nd and 2s, 3rd and 2s and everything. But if you're running it on 1st and 10 on down, so like maybe if you're running it on like 1st and 15, maybe you took a penalty or maybe you took a sack, so it's like 2nd and like 13 or something. So what I like to take triangle, smart route is route. So now you see how it's running a lot deeper. So I'm gonna reset it. So you see how it's at like the, I don't know, like 7 yard that it breaks. So now if you smart route it, it breaks at the 10 yards, and it honestly turns into a hot route master corner route, and it's sharp corner route, so it's gonna beat man coverage, and I'll show you that here in a second. But you can technically run it just like this. You technically can, but to me, I like to run it reverse with circle and X. So what I mean by that is I like to take circle, put them on the in route, and I may take X, put them on a drag route, and then depending on the down and distance or what I feel like my opponent's doing, I might smart route circles out to make it like this, or I may just do it like that. But I'll show you like this just because that's how I did it in my gameplay. So you see we are going against cover 2. Go ahead and snap the ball. So against cover 2, you want to hit X 9 times out of 10. Now if the user starts getting aggressive, then you want to hit circle, and then I'll kind of show you that here in a second. Against cover 2, it might not be open in practice mode, but in the game you'll have it open 9 times out of 10. So this is what I was telling you about. Look how sharp he cuts that. Normally that's going to be a man beater. Now the cornerback only dropped down because I did throw the ball right here, but that's not going to get open against cover 2. This right here is not going to get open. Don't expect that to be against cover 2. But this is what I was trying to tell you right here. So you see this little window that's going to get created. I know it's kind of hard to see because I threw the ball, but it'd be in this window right here that this route actually would get open. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. If the user wants to play on the drag route, which most of the time they will, then that'll be your read 10 out of 10 times. So right here, I do want to show you cover 3, and I want to kind of get this video going along. I know this is a little bit longer video than y'all used to, but let me know if you like this kind of style where I actually take my time and go in depth. And if not, then I'll keep my videos being around 10-11 minutes long. Just let me know, please. So drag X like this, take circle, put them on the in route, go ahead and block our running back. You see we are in cover 3. So in cover 3, a lot of times you can have this corner route open. Just depends on what they're doing. So right there, if they're not zone dropping, you can have that throw literally every single time. If they're not zone dropping, that's why you have to make a read. Because 9 times out of 10, if they're gonna press him, Like if you see a press animation and it's cover 3, then you should be able to know that you'll have that corner route by triangle open every single time. Now I know you probably are curious, will it get open if you don't smart route it? So I'll show you that real quick here. Also, so I didn't smart route triangle route, so I want you to just pay attention to it. You see how like you see that right there? That's why we smart route it, because those little 3 yards or whatever, 3-4 yards, it makes that much of a difference. So now I'm gonna go back to cover 3. Show you all we did the same thing, didn't do anything different. Now I am going to smart route at the 10 yards, and you just got to make a read, that's all. I'm going to do the same exact route combo, just like this. Now I'm going to snap the ball. So you see how now that throw is a little bit more possible, even though they just picked me off right there. Normally that throw is a little bit more possible, but even if it's not, it's just a really good combo, honestly. It depends on how they're dropping the zone. You see in the gameplay, I do end up having that throw a lot of the times, but I don't know why in practice mode they just play it so good. But I am going to look at cover 2 man, and then after that I'm going to show you some gameplay. So I'm actually going to smart route this route like this, running right here. So watch how he just completely toasts him right there. You can throw that. You want a hard pass like that so you can get a toe tap animation just like that. I will run it one more time for you just so you know it's not fluke. And then I'm not going to call over the top just so you can see what happens if they get the press animations and all that. So drag them like this, because most people do the press animations. It's 50-50 depending on who you're playing. So you see right there, he does beat him off press. Why? Because that's your best receiver. But for some reason they let him catch up. But anyway, check out this gameplay on it. Now, last play that I do want to talk about in this video is going to be PAD bounce. So, most of you are already familiar with this play, but there's a lot of different variations. Not a lot of different, but a couple different variations that I like to do. So, you can run this play stock. Yes, you can. But one of the things I like to do is take X, motion them across, put them on a drag. So, I like this concept just because a lot of times the user is going to run with that drag, and that's going to open up triangle down the field. So, let's take a look at cover 2. So, against cover 2, 9 times out of 10, you will have triangle. As long as he can win against that linebacker or whoever that mid read is, you'll have that pretty much every single time. Now, if you do want that mid read to not guard him, if you know they're playing cover 2 and they're not putting a deep third or anything like that, this is my recommendation. Just motion your tight end over the same way, but put him on an in route, and now smart route that in route to where it goes at 10 yards. So now pay attention to how that mid read is gonna like pull down on X basically. It's gonna open them up even more. Normally it does. I don't know why it didn't, but you see right there we got a whole lot more separation. So I don't know what it is about that, but when you put him on the in route, that smart route at 10 yards, he kind of like hesitates. I'm gonna show you that here one more time just so you can see it. So this is another variation that you can do, by the way. See, we got cover 2 right there. So go and snap the ball. Now this time he should still do it. Like he kind of gets a little animation. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. Normally it's like a toss up. Most of the time they do. Just trust me on that. I do it every time in the game, but I do want to go ahead and move on. I want to make this video too long. So in cover 2, that's going to be your main read, and then your second read, of course, is going to be this drag route. But you want the user to have to follow the drag route. That's what you're expecting. So you don't really want to run this play against cover 2, honestly. I like this play against everything else but cover 2. So let's try cover 3, just like I said. So with cover 3, you'll be able to have triangle a lot of the times right there in that little gap. Did you see? Normally it's not even that bad of a pass. I don't know what's going on, but you see right there, you have that gap right there in cover 3 that you're going to be able to expose. Now let's try it pressed. And most people, like I said, will kind of bring their safeties more in the middle if they're your pretty above average player. So if you want, you can keep the play action. I normally don't. And also against cover 3, I do not recommend throwing. As you see right there, sometimes you do have a potential one play touchdown because of how hard those corners play on those out routes. So that's why I really love this play against cover 3. And like I said, a lot of times the user's gonna follow that drag. But if they aren't respecting those out routes, so if they're calling like hard flats or something, then sometimes you can get that out route to get open. That's just something to look out for. You never know what people are doing with their coverages. Let me see if I can throw it to square right here since he's on a wide side. You see right there, they're really hard to throw this year, so that's why I kind of stay away from out routes. But anyways, your money maker, you want to call this against cover 3. You want to call this against man coverage, especially when they're playing purple. So right here, I'm gonna show you just man purples over the top, and then somebody using, right here on the running back. So we drag them over, right? And like I said, I do got game film on this as well. So a lot of times the user's going to follow the drag route, whatever the reason is, they're going to follow that drag. So what's going to happen is that's going to allow triangle throw the ball. Jesus Christ. But you see, he is open. Of course, they're going to let him come back and pick the ball. But I'm going to show you one more time. But he was open, but that's going to be your moneymaker read. A lot of times you want to throw it right out the break. But in practice mode, they're like gods here with their man coverage. So it's kind of hard to give you a good example. But after I show you this one, I am going to show you some gameplay real quick. Now, go ahead and put him on a drag. And depending on who your receivers are, you can get a win. As you see right there, boom, easy. You're gonna dot them up for pretty much a one-play touchdown if you have the speed. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I know this was a longer video than I normally do, but if you enjoy me kind of breaking it down this way, please let me know. Or if you don't enjoy it, please let me know as well. Just let me know something. I love hearing from y'all in the comments. And like I said, just drop a like on the video. That'll help me out tremendously. So without wasting any more of your time, y'all have a blessed day. I'm Ray Drell, and I'm out.